No need to worry.
Rain falling down, it's our happiest story.
And
there's no one around.
ALEKSEEV from Belarus is singing the song Forever at Eurovision 2018, and we need to talk about it. Are you ready?
Let's do this!
Yes, ALEKSEEV is a Ukrainian singer who has won Belarus's selection. He is building bridges, crossing cultures, and doing a mighty fine job. He, of course, won a big award at the Russian Music Awards, so he is one to watch with all that regional support. As for Forever, I've got to say, tomorrow, yesterday, forever, he is ticking a lot of boxes for me. The bodysuit at the national selection took me out of this world.
Crazy.
But unfortunately, the dodgy vocals brought me back to earth. However, he has improved dramatically since Minsk. That selection was streamed on a not-so-good stream, so I don't want to be too harsh. I think the revamp is quite sensitive and gives the song more of a journey. He now starts quietly, piano acoustic, then comes the electro, then comes a gorgeous choir in the bridge. One of the best bridges of the year. I think this is quite strong. I think he's going to the final. This is one of the songs I play the most, the studio cut of. It drips with a post-Soviet nostalgia, and yet it feels so modern. Do you know what I mean? It's really
a classical melody.
Timeless. Debin, over to you.
This is excellent. You know, in all guises. I have to say my favorite is probably the National Selection studio cut. The piano-led thing takes a while to warm up, but when it does, boy, I am celebrating. This is really, really good. I feel like ALEKSEEV has been on a journey, and you can tell that when he sings this song. You know, there's a whole drama in Minsk about should he even compete and he's gonna win and blah blah blah, but you know what, he got in, he won it, and he has often looked at his song and then done changes, done tweaks. Yeah. The music video as well gives a healthy indication of what we're to expect. It is about him, but it's also about the journey, and that is really exciting. The melody in this is perhaps one of the best entries this year, melody-wise. The hook is super, super strong. It just loops, it hooks, it sinks, it pulls you in, and it holds you. This is really epic.
I think part of my problem is that I'm aware of how tortured this track has been. Like the fact it has been through about 5 or 6 different iterations by this point, whether it be Ukrainian language, whether it be the original, whether it be this or that, and now the final version, it's hard to take away from that and to think, you know, you're obviously working very hard, but you're obviously aware that there are problems with the song that you keep on going back and changing this and that. Fair enough, they're being proactive about it, but it shows that there is an underlying weakness somewhere in there, I think, and that's kind of the problem with it. And I don't think that he is the weakness. I think that obviously the national final version was not great, his performance. Fair enough, the stream wasn't great, but his vocals were off, let's be fair. You can't sugarcoat that. But he's had 4 months or so to rehearse it by the time we get to Lisbon, and that was, again, a different version than the one we will hear in Lisbon. So it's hard to put all this together. It does feel like they're trying to add things and keep on making things happen to disguise these weaknesses, though. The LED bodysuit, I like the idea of it, but it's another thing where it's a distraction to keep you from looking at there's something wrong somewhere in this song, and that's why it's not getting the support it should naturally. A great Eurovision song should be able to win without the bells and whistles, and this has bells, whistles, like triangles, recorders, flutes, everything, a choir. It's thrown everything at it, and then some LED bodysuit. But I like the melody, the bits that are still existing, I guess. And I think that he could qualify, but he doesn't have Ukraine and Russia, his two biggest markets as a singer, voting for him in the semi-final. And he's in the first one, which is the most difficult. And Belarus naturally doesn't have a massive kind of audience of support usually when it doesn't have, you know, the very friendly Russian Ukraine kind of vote for it.
Look, these changes, when we talk about them, this was not a revolution. This was an evolution, and it has progressed in a positive way. The core of the song is still there. And
I think we mustn't forget that.
I was not that one my solo. But you take my point. Like, the kernel is still there, and it's a beautiful, beautiful melody that gets stuck in your ears and under your skin.
I think we mustn't forget that as well, Chris, that it is very difficult to transition from "it must be something that we call love" to to like the ethereal vocal, which is quite high pitched, and I mean that takes time, and and I think adjusting the song kind of makes allowances for where he is best at to take flight. No, I think this is brilliant. At the heart of it is a really strong melody, and more to the point, this song sounds great in all guises, in all languages, and
score
7.5. 7.5 with the right to even raise it. This is beyond magic. It's one of my most listened to songs of the year, hands down.
My score is also a 7.5.
Why?
Because it's one of my most listened to songs of the year. And it's not because it came out relatively early. It's because it's quality in all of its guises and all of its forms.
Mine is a 5.5, and it's only because I don't particularly like the new intro, and I'm, like I said, I'm aware of all these versions it's been through. He's a good performer. I think he will raise the game when we get to Lisbon, and I like, I will never skip it when it comes on, unlike some songs. I just kind of am wary that I don't know what I'm going to what to expect at this point. Still,
I can assure you, he's a great performer. I've seen him live.
No, I'm sure. I'm 100%.
I've seen him live.
Well, we of course are not the only Wiwi bloggers around the world. There are dozens of them all over the place across all ages, genders, nationalities, etc. And the overall average is 6.36.
It's low.
It's low for us, but I think overall, okay, it's low. Yeah,
it's low, baby.
That's unfortunate. In any case, that is what we think. What do you think? Is it forever that you'll be listening to this song? Do you think this will go to the final? Let us know here on Wiwi Blogs.
Be sure to
like this video and subscribe and hit that notification bell.
Absolutely, and we are on multiple social media platforms, including Twitter, Pinterest, Snapchat, YouTube, Facebook, Tumblr.
Links are down below.
We'll see you later. Das vidanya!